The Courtney Show.
We're excited because we have a St. Louisan representing us on the game show The Floor with Rob Lowe. We have her in studio. It's Angie Warfield from Glendale.
Hey.
Hello,
Angie.
everybody. Hello, Courtney Show. Hello, St. Louis.
I want what Angie has had this morning. She's got so much energy. We haven't even been to that level of energy at all today.
I think she's got like extra brains, though. She's smart.
She does, because she was just during the commercials, she was rattling off
the night
forecast.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
real names.
Like a sniper, just boom, 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 knocking them all down.
Yeah. And you've already, so I watched the first episode.
You did. Awesome.
Because I watched it all last season. I got into it like maybe a couple episodes in.
Right.
But it was so entertaining because you want to play along. And I would have loved to play with you in studio, but it's all visual. So you can't really do it in studio.
It is.
So the first episode, were you the final battle of the night?
I thought I was going to sneak on through to episode 2. In fact, many of us were high-fiving, like saying, we made it to episode 2. We survived. But we all had to survive one last randomizer.
Yes.
And I guess I was just naive. I'm like, what are the odds? I'm like, well, apparently 1 in like 97. And
yeah, that's
it. I mean, there were actual odds. I could do the math.
You were stunned.
I was.
You were very emotional.
I was. I'll tell you, I did not expect it. I did not want to go home. As soon as my floor lit up, I immediately thought, oh my God, it's over. Like, it's just getting started and it's over. And it's either over for me or it's over for one of my neighbors, because on the show, if you're watching The Floor, it's a trivia turf war. And basically, you challenge your neighbors in their categories of expertise.
And then you get their space that they occupy.
Correct. You it's basically capture the squares, and
Yes.
whoever's left with all the squares wins all the money. But you got to take your friends out if you want to stay.
And you go in there with a category that you are an expert in.
Correct.
But if you get picked by the randomizer, you then choose somebody to go against, and you have to use their category.
That's right. You're challenging an expert in their category. So I studied as much as I could study for anything.
Did you know the categories going in?
Well, we did not.
Okay.
Initially, we were given suggestions of categories. We gave suggestions to producers in the audition process. None of the 5 suggestions I gave them were given to me.
Really?
So you didn't
Really?
get to pick your own category?
No, sir.
How do you...
Well,
They
right?
just stick you with
That's
like
not
ancient
fair.
Greece,
I don't like
and you're
that.
Like, I don't know anything about
It
ancient
was a little
Greece.
funny. I suggested Pokemon. I suggested celebrity couples. I suggested
that's a good one.
90s country, 80s sitcoms, and college mascots. And I got based on a true story. So, which is very vague. I think that works in my favor on the show. I think people don't really know what that means. I didn't know what that meant either. I just knew that it was something to do with... true stories and people, maybe. I thought maybe Lifetime
like
original movies.
Movies, yeah.
Yeah, or biopics,
Yeah.
things like that.
So the first episode, she gets chosen, Angie does, and you have to pick somebody to take on their category. And what was it?
Yes, ma'am. I had a couple of choices. I could have picked Las Vegas. I could have picked stocks.
Las Vegas is tough because everything that happens there stays there. So
Exactly.
you
So how would I
can't
know,
answer
right?
any of the questions.
It's like all under lock and key, right?
Yeah.
And I'd never
Lord.
been, so I didn't have the secret passcode to Las Vegas lore. I was kind of not,
She's on board
not
with
doing
that.
that.
She gets it.
I get it. We had stocks. We had nursery rhymes. And British invasion. Now, I love old school music, but the guy in front of me, Mick, he saw the Beatles live, and he's from Manchester, so I wasn't going to have a shot. I left him behind.
But don't you think standing in those spaces, you're doing that gamesmanship where you're making people afraid to choose you? So it could be a
100%.
bunch of lies being told out there.
That's the thing. You don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
And I wasn't playing that game because I can't keep lies straight. That's a whole other full-time job.
All right, so you ended up picking stocks.
I did. I picked stocks at this sweet kid named Andrew. He's
He
19.
did bad. He did bad.
Oh, he melted.
Well, he
crumbled
probably didn't
to
get to pick either.
No, well, he crumbled in the
Yeah.
press.
Under pressure.
You knew a ton.
I did know stocks.
You
I
did.
And I don't think he knew that I knew stocks. So when I picked him, I think he kind of was like, oh my God, like, you coming for me? He thought I was going for nursery rhymes. I think everybody did. And, you know, he I was like,
Do you have that nursery rhyme look about
do.
you?
I like
got
this.
that
I think
preschool teacher
everybody
vibe.
did.
I got that
I
preschool
can see
teacher
nursery
vibe.
rhymes right on my face.
Yeah, right? That's exactly right. Nobody saw stocks. In fact, prior to that, people were saying, we've got to get stocks out. Everybody was afraid of stocks. They're afraid of stocks. They're afraid of world currency.
You did really well with stocks.
Thanks, honey.
You really did.
I
Honestly, after the emotional start, I wasn't expecting much out of you when you got out. No, seriously, because there was a moment where they went backstage. You looked very stressed.
I hyperventilated.
And you then, game face, it must have been Rob Lowe.
It was Rob. I got to tell you,
Talk you
Courtney.
through it?
Yeah, so here's the thing. Last season, season 1, they never, quote, like, broke the fourth wall. Isn't that what they call it when they kind of leave production and they go behind the scenes? We were told cameras are always on. Mics are always on. But when I lost my mind, I started crying and kind of had a panic attack and was a bit in shock because I thought I was going home or I was sending sweet Andrew home, one or the other. It wasn't good. I started crying and then I couldn't catch my breath. And so they said, we're going to stand down. And they pulled me off stage and they dabbed my shirt. They put a hair dryer on it.
But they showed
it on national television.
They did.
And I'm like, huh. So, I'm seeing this with all of America.
Yeah.
Going, oh, gosh, I guess that's all there now. But, that's humanity. That's how I felt.
No, it totally is.
It was all real. And then I said, I can't cry in front of Rob Lowe. I got to pull my stuff together.
Did you hit it?
Yeah.
I caught myself. I'm sorry.
Not soon enough.
I got you.
I had to pull my stuff together. And, I was going to meet him within a 2 foot, right? 2 foot distance.
Yes.
He was going to see the face. This moneymaker had to look good.
I know.
So I pulled myself together and I went up there.
And you took Andrew down.
I did. I breathed. I walked him through it. Half of me was playing the game and half of me was making sure Andrew didn't throw up. I mean, that poor kid.
You felt bad for him. You're kind-hearted. You could tell that.
I'm a teacher. I teach college. He looks just like my nephews. He looks like my daughter. He looks like my students.
Yeah.
And I just felt for him. I felt all the feels. But, and then I rallied. I was like, okay, this is game on. And I'm not going home.
Yeah, I think that, honestly, ripping that Band-Aid off the first episode, I think it would be worse to stand on that floor week after week. I'm just saying, as we're viewers watching, and not get picked. Although last year the winner was somebody that stood on that floor and never was picked, and they ended up winning.
And
You're kidding.
Yeah.
No,
In fact,
they didn't have to battle anyone. Some of these people.
Well, there should be some way that can't
I
happen.
don't like it either because some of these people had to take out about 15, 20 different people.
Yes. Gene McGee, for example, from season 1. He took out, I think, 7 or 8. He didn't leave with any money, and he didn't win the show. But he won hearts and minds. Everybody remembers
I don't remember
McGee.
Gene McGee.
Angie does.
I remember Gene McGee.
Which one was?
He was
forget
a
Gene
comic.
McGee.
He does tours in Universal. He was an African-American
Gene.
guy, wore an orange shirt.
Poor Gene McGee.
Poor Gene McGee. But, the winner from last season was actually a backup contestant. So
No
she
way.
traveled there
Yes.
and took the place of a different contestant and ended up winning the whole thing.
It doesn't make you feel good as a viewer at the end to see that happen.
Yeah,
It was a
there's
kind of
gotta
womp
be some-
womp, but I'm not taking anything away from her. Jacqueline, I heard, studied her butt off. It's not her fault that she wasn't picked till the
I
end.
know.
So,
I do get it. Now,
you want to talk about Rob?
yeah, how...
Are you a fan?
Did he talk about
Well,
Courtney?
yes, I had a Rob Lowe poster hanging in my
didn't?
dorm room
Who didn't?
at
Yeah.
Mizzou.
Did he mention the letter he got from Courtney?
I did send. I never sent
He
it.
did, I think.
I like to think that you did.
I wrote it, but never mailed it.
Didn't it have like Charlie perfume scent on it? Like, did you
No.
spray it with
think
anything?
so.
I would probably if there was a perfume scent, it would have been Gloria Vanderbilt. Would have been
Very
my,
classy.
Yes.
That would have made an impression. 100%.
So is he? You did talk to him very much or no?
I did. I'll tell you 2 things. He's very pretty.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. We joked that he may or may not have a contract with the devil. I don't know how he is staying as
Looks great.
unaged. He's like the Dick Clark of the Brat Pack. He's just beautiful.
Oh,
But,
he is. And he seems cool too.
I think he is cool. I would say he's very much all business. He's the executive producer of the show. He wants to make sure everything's on point.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a lot of downtime to chat and be casual, but I was up there enough that in between camera shots and resets,
Sure.
we did have a few unscripted moments. And yeah, he touched me like 5 times.
Whoa.
No,
well.
on my shoulder and my elbow and my hand. But
That's
you know what
okay.
that means?
I have to say, those
What?
were memorable moments.
He's into you.
Brando.
All right, so
I was wearing Gloria Vanderbilt.
So Angie, it's already filmed. It's already done. You were on the second episode heavily too.
Yes, ma'am.
And we don't have time to go through that, but you ended up taking down somebody that played that had acronyms.
I took down acronyms.
What else? Baked goods?
Baking and pastry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then you decided, all right, I'm going to go back to my spot.
Yeah, on the show this season, they introduced a new feature. It's called the Time Boost. If you win 3 consecutive battles that you initiate, you can get 5 additional seconds that you can pocket and use in any subsequent duel on the show. And so I decided to go for it. I decided to knock out 3, retain my category of expertise, and go back to the floor with 5 seconds in my pocket. So when you tune in tonight, 8 Central on Fox,
You'll have an extra 5 seconds.
I'll have an extra 5 seconds, and we'll see if that intimidates people and keeps them away or not.
Man, the first 2 episodes, you're up there battling.
I had the time of my life.
All right, real quick, because, this is just fascinating to me. I mean, it just really is.
You love this show.
I do. I got real into it last year. Because anybody can play along. That's the fun thing. When you went to film, it was filmed. Can I say where it was filmed?
Absolutely, you can. Yeah, that's public knowledge. It's on the Wikipedia page.
Ireland. So they traveled to Ireland because Ireland has the floor built.
Yes.
What?
Yes. Fox films a lot of their big shows like Shazam, Name That Tune, and The Floor in Ireland, right outside of Dublin. Those Bray studios have all of the floor and the apparatus all built already.
So we have it on because another country.
Yes.
It's big in other
gotcha.
countries.
Yeah, Fox bought the rights to produce the show. It's originally a Netherlands show. It premiered last summer in the Netherlands. And now I think 12 different countries have bought the format.
And it's more cost effective to fly you guys there and use their floor than to build a floor.
Because Ireland offers tax breaks to major U.S. corporations, it is. And
wow.
yeah, which is funny, right? Because to fly 100 contestants and put them up in a hotel, you'd think that wasn't cost effective.
Serious tax breaks.
How long were you? Did everybody have to stay in Ireland for the entire time?
No. I won't tell you how long I was there because it'll reveal my trajectory. But the show filmed from a Monday through a Friday.
So that was the length.
That was the length of filming. And people, this is what made it difficult, why all the tears. If you're eliminated on that stage, you are literally escorted from the stage, taken to an exit interview, placed with the travel agent to book your flight out of Dublin the next day, and you're taken to an exit hotel. You don't even return to your home hotel.
Oh my God! It's like don't let the door.
100%.
Yeah, I mean,
you're not allowed to mingle with other contestants again. You're not allowed to say goodbye. So we made some really tight connections. We called it summer camp. We all very much bonded, and people were just leaving. Like just killed off. And you're like, I'm never going to see these people because, they don't live in St. Louis. When am I going to see them? But I am, because we're planning a bunch of mini reunions this year. There's about 80 of us on a WhatsApp chat. We are invested in each other's lives. We're promoting each other's
so cool.
interests. And we're like a big family. It's the Floor Fam. Hashtag Floor Fam on Instagram. And I started an Instagram channel, which I didn't even have. I'm Angie_Warfield. But I'm putting a bunch of things about St. Louis on there.
Nice.
I decided to use the opportunity to promote St.
You're
Louis
having
businesses.
fun with it.
I am.
That's
I'm having
awesome.
fun here. Are you kidding? This is amazing. I've never been on radio. Courtney, thank you so much.
You
Brando
wouldn't
and Tim
know.
for having me. This
Sounds
is
like a real pro,
Yeah,
right?
no kidding.
I mean, I love your energy. And you know what? I think, honestly, those shows, I might have gotten emotional too. You don't know how you're going to emotionally react when your floor lights up underneath you.
Yes, thank God it's not like, a
Like
trap door.
drops you. Yeah. One, you might
It's
get...
like remote control.
Yeah, right.
Remote control. Yeah, exactly.
So it's on every Wednesday night on Fox
Yes,
at
ma'am.
8 p.m.
8 Central and streaming on Hulu next day.
Oh, yeah, great. And it's easy to get into. You don't need to watch a million episodes before, but it is worth it because it's fun to play along.
Absolutely.
What's the most random category somebody's an expert in that's on the floor?
One you guys would really like, and I struggled with, spin-off bands.
Oh, I would not.
I know a lot of...
like Foo Fighters?
Well, that's the only one I could come up with when I was studying and thinking about it on the floor. I would say spin-off bands. There's holistic healing. That's an interesting one this season.
Ooh, boy.
I'm trying to think of some others. Most of them, I think the reason it's popular is that everybody can play along. There's a category for everyone. Even kids can shout out school supplies. I think everybody can feel
there
smart.
are those. There was one last year. It was things in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
junk drawer items.
I kick butt in that one.
Exactly.
I know what's in
I know my way
bathrooms.
around a
You know what's in the
bathroom.
bathroom.
What would you guys pick as your expertise topic. Obviously, Angie picked 5, and none of them were chosen for her.
Yeah. 90s alternative rock.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good category.
There is alternate. I think alternative bands is a category this season.
Fishing poles for you?
I think mine would have to be Garfield.
Garfield. Do you think they would do something that
specific? No, but I don't think anybody could take me out.
I do. Oh, I do have one more question, and this has been just fascinating to me. When you film Monday through Friday, now that you know everybody's categories on the floor, then can you take those days to study up between?
That's a great question. So I think people should know that we filmed 3 episodes a day back to back. We left the hotel at 6 in the morning. We didn't get back to the hotel till 10:30 at night. We were filming constantly. We stood for hours. I ended up with swollen ankles for the first time in all of my adult life. The only time we had breaks were for food. And we were allowed to bring any materials we wanted to study during those meal times. So some people did go back to the holding area and pull out their iPads and drill themselves. I left everything in the hotel or packed it to go the next day and decided I was there to make friends. I said, this is what I'm here for. I'm meeting 100 new fascinating humans I would never meet. The production staff in Ireland, they were amazing humans as well. I said, I'm going to regret not getting to know people. I'm not going to regret not knowing the name of, an animal on safari. Like, let's just put away the notes. I know what I know, and I want to get to know others.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I really enjoyed this, Angie.
I'm so glad. I loved it. This is so much fun.
Yeah, the floor is on tonight on Fox. Watch Angie. I don't know. You missed the first 2 episodes. You can go back, though, on Hulu and watch Angie just take people down left and right.
Viciously.
And let's see if we see any kind of chemistry between her and Rob. We'll have to look forward to that.
Sounds like it.
What happens on the floor stays on the floor.
Yeah.
Not kidding.
And did you curse on Fox as well? Or just save that for our show?
No, you guys are special.
I'm glad you saved it.
I saved
it was
that
nice.
for you.
It's a good time.
I am sorry.
Hashtag blessed.
No, it was great.
Thank you, Angie.
Thank you.
It's the Courtney Show on The Arch.